Streaming of the Board of Works meeting as required by law. In that regard, I want to read this disclaimer. This is a reminder that this meeting is being recorded and live streamed, and your participation in the meeting is your consent to be recorded and be rebroadcast on the city's social media pages. If you have a cell phone, it would be greatly appreciated if you put those devices in airplane mode or turn them off. That said, let's get started with the first property on the agenda, which is 939 D Street Southeast. In your packet, I'll turn this over to Paul, who is now Ron, playing for Ron.
I see the resemblance.
Yeah. Has a pretty much a package for the work that's been done on each property, so if you refer to that, you'll be greatly informed.
When I got the list for today's agenda of the properties that were on today's agenda, I wasn't entirely sure what the prior actions of the board was in any of those properties, so I just went down and assessed and documented every one of the properties. So if you look at my my narrative, which is probably going to be on page 6 most of the time, you'll see I went down there to see if there was any changes or whatever. When I went down there, there is still a lot of vehicles, trailers, campers. I assumed that was what the Board of Works was focusing on. They're still there. 2 vehicles in the front that have registrations have been expired for more than 5 years. 2 or 3 campers and trailers still in the back. That's still a problem there, if that's what the board was working on before. So there's not been any compliance or remediation done on that property, I wouldn't think. I didn't have any pictures to compare the befores to. I thought you guys might, but and that's what's in the back, is just more pictures. So
One of the things I noticed, we had an issue with a truck that he said drove that was his dad's that was gone. There was another truck that replaced it in that spot. I don't know where that other truck came from, but that one truck initially was gone.
And he had worked really hard on it at probably May. He was in here maybe May or June,
initially.
and then he's kind of stopped.
I don't know why the pictures are so zoomed in, because those aren't the pictures that I took. When they printed off, for some reason, they printed off very, very obviously large. I didn't take a picture of somebody's wheel just for the heck of it. So the pictures that I have are actually more in scale and overviewing. So, but you can tell from the pictures that the property's still, the cars and stuff are still there.
I know the issues he talked about with the titles to the campers and vehicles being in his mom's name and his mom has passed. That was one of the issues, but I would have thought some of those have been taken care of by now.
I didn't speak to him to know if, you know what I mean, so again, because I didn't know what the issues were on the property. I didn't speak to any of the property owners on these, just kind of documented where they were at to follow up on. So is that something you want me to follow up with?
I would recommend the continued review and maybe contacting him what the status of the title valuations and looking at removing as many. He said that I think a couple of the campers were usable. I remember the term. It could be dealt with.
Didn't he say also that his brother is involved in it, and that's part of the problem, getting his brother to either sign off on stuff or whatever, you know?
There was, issues with the title and his mom's name and with the brother's consent or the brother's approval. I'm not sure. I don't remember how he said it.
He said he was trying to get his brother to take the truck, his father's truck, and then
That was gone.
that was the consent with the brother.
Yeah, he initially was gonna take it, but then he didn't want it or something like that, I think, so
And he stated at the when he came to the Board of Works meeting that he spent his time at Sullivan Lake. So I think he has a camper over
He's got
there.
a big camper over there.
So that's,
Did he indicate what his plans were with the vehicles? Because under
he was
Indiana
gonna work on everything.
law, like abandoned vehicle can be tagged when it's visible from public property, we can tow it.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I
Paul.
don't-
If they qualify as abandoned vehicles, I mean, would it be the easiest thing just be to tag some of them or?
The problem we run into is the value has to be, I think that local ordinance went from $500 to $1,000. You know what I mean? So we have to articulate that we believe the value of those is less than $1,000, which most of them, I would assume, they're worthless.
And can we tag the campers too, because they,
Technically, it's a vehicle.
yeah, I was gonna say they have to be licensed, so.
Technically, it's a vehicle.
Was that your understanding, Eric?
Yeah, it's my understanding that the brother was gonna take the father's truck, but then he decided not to or something, but I think the mayor's pointed out that that vehicle's gone now, but the rest of them, they're supposed to be working with the brother and get them cleaned up and whatnot. Cause I know you guys had kept him on the agenda for a couple months just to monitor it, and make sure that he stayed on task.
And I think at the last meeting, we were wondering about a phone number to reach
Jim?
him. I thought that was a question,
I
but
can-
maybe you guys have.
I can look back through the call card and see if we have a number for him.
We have a number.
Okay,
Okay.
I think there's a number. Let me look at.
yeah, no,
Nope, it's not on there.
Sometimes if Ron has sent him a 10-day notice, he'll include that number on there. I can look tomorrow and get with you, Paul. and make
Yeah, I was
sure.
gonna say, I don't have any of the, I assume you have the copies of
Yes,
the
I
actual
have the
notices.
10-day notices, yes.
Important question for me is, if we tag these vehicles and tow them, who's going to pay that? I don't have that money in my budget on the police side. Is there a, that I'm aware of? You know what I mean? Like, where does that bill normally get paid when Ron has vehicles moved like that?
That's never happened in my realm, so I don't
Okay.
know.
Well,
Do you take them
we'll
to
find
the-
out when those invoices come in, I guess.
You take-
I'll send it to the fire department. They got plenty of money, so.
You take it to the impound lot or?
Yeah, so when we tow an abandoned vehicle, the impound comes, tows it. Abandoned vehicles are really kind of a sore subject with the records because there's no real value to them. And then the process that they have to go through is the legal process also. And they have to go through the similar process as it would be for this guy to get the titles himself. And they've got to store those, you know what I mean, before they can they've got to keep them for so long and file the paperwork before they can dispose of them themselves. So abandoned vehicles, like, if we're going to have a lot of vehicles at some point, that's probably worth a conversation for the Board of Works to have with a tow company. You know what I mean? That, hey, this is what we're gonna pay you to tow our junk. This is where that money's gonna come from, and kind of, I think that would behoove you guys very much so, instead of just using the rotation, because I let one tow truck guy take 9 vehicles off this property, and then I call the next one and he gets 1, you know what I mean? Like, then I've got unhappy tow truck drivers.
don't we have we have a budget for blighted properties, correct?
We do.
Okay, could that money be taken out of there? Sam?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, if the Board of Works is approving the removal of the vehicles as part of cleaning up a blighted property, I don't see why we couldn't use.
And I know, and we're gonna go way back in time, but I know that when Brad Sparks was the fire chief, he had arrangements with one of the tow truck companies. I don't remember which one he was working with, but they would come get
I think it was
Skinner's probably.
Skinner's or Kramer's or whatever, yeah.
So, but I can reach out to him, you know what I mean, and, or it'd be better if somebody else from the board reached out to have that conversation, because I have to deal with them on the PD side, you know what I mean, so I've gotta keep all of them happy the same as.
So do we provide a 30-day notice to get a hold of him and give him 30 days to
I can do that.
get him, that'd be my recommendation if I.
Do you have a
could make
form
motion.
for that? A compliance form or just a letter?
Just a letter.
Okay,
Generally, Paul, I prepare those and then send them to Ron
Even better.
to be served.
even better.
So we'll call it, it's just an enforcement order telling us. And it's usually not quite 30 days, it's whatever
I only need 72 hours.
whatever the time of the next meeting is.
Yeah.
Now, as far as tagging, I mean, I don't know that we need to wait. I mean, if you wanna tag abandoned vehicles.
I only need 72 hours if we
Yeah,
tag it.
I mean, I think, I don't even think the board needs to authorize that, but.
Be something you would do.
Yeah, we do with that, we deal with it a lot, especially when they're parked on the city street a lot of times, so it's not something uncommon for us.
Yeah, I would get a hold of them, give enforcement notice of 30 days to get the vehicles dealt with.
You wanna give him 30 days and then
Next
tag 'em?
meeting, You gonna make a motion to give him 30 days
It's up to you.
and by the next meeting?
I'll
So just to
second.
clarify, you do not want Paul to go ahead and tag those and give him 72 hours. You wanna wait, give him the 30 days.
Give them an enforcement notice that they need to be dealt with, and then after that, we'll give them.
And 30 days, it would actually be whatever the date of the next meeting is.
Right,
Joe.
next, yeah, and then that would be then you can do the 72-hour tagging.
Can he do, would it be too much trouble to do the 72-hour before our meeting?
So do like.
So that day, if he doesn't show up at the meeting, they're gone. Would that make it too hard
It
or?
doesn't make it too hard for me to tag them tomorrow and tow them on Saturday. You know what I mean? Minus the fact of finding
Right,
arrangements.
I think it's just how much time you wanna
Yeah,
give them, Linda. And if you're gonna have two different deadlines, like an
Okay,
earlier deadline for having them gone and
okay.
then a meeting, it's gonna be a little complicated, but.
I mean, like I said, the motion I made was that give them enforcement notice to have them removed by the next Board of Works meeting. And you second that?
I did.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded in that regard. Any discussion? Call for vote
Yes.
individually.
Yep.
Okay.
Mayor Preble,
Approve.
Linda Bedwell,
Approve.
Tony Richards.
Yes, approved.
I'll include a note on the order that says that we'll direct the police department to tag and tow
after the,
after the
Board of Works.
next meeting if he hasn't cleaned them up.
129 B Street Southeast. This house has been totally removed. You have the Carr Thomas invoice in front of you.
yeah, I went down, Ron's notes show that he was down there early in June and spoke with the owner. The owner said that he had it scheduled for demolition, later that month. When I went down there last week, it had been demolished, cleaned up, leveled out, looks good.
So should this one be removed from our list?
Well, here's my question on that. I thought this was the one where the city approved the bid for Carr Thomas to tear it down because Lewis didn't have the funds available or something. So I
They
think
accepted that.
if I understand correctly, we need to assess costs for the cities. I think the city's on the hook for this invoice,
They are.
plus the $927.87 processing expense that we always charge. So I think what we need is an order assessing costs to the property owner.
I'll make that motion.
Just to clarify, Linda, that we add this up.
Okay.
6,975 is the amount of the invoice. So the total cost amount of $7,902.87.
I make a motion, we assess the cost of $7,902.87 to the property 129 B Street Southeast, the owner.
I'll second. So the motion's been made and seconded to assess the owner $7,902.87. Any discussion? Call for vote.
Mayor Preble,
Yes.
Linda Bedwell,
Yes.
Tony Richards.
Yes.
We'll send a demand letter with that too, so we can get the lien filed if they don't pay it within 30 days.
Next property is 909 East Vincent Street. I think this is a yard, which has been on here again.
I believe they didn't they mow it a month or two ago and
It's back up.
it's back up knee high.
Did the city mow it or the homeowner mowed it?
City did.
We sent an invoice out.
I believe that one's been an ongoing problem. That was last year, one that we moved several times as well.
Is there anything other than the mowing though? Because we don't.
No, I think it's just generally
We don't
mowing.
generally address mowing liens on the Board of Works agenda.
I think it's just generally mowing and upkeep of the property. I don't think there's really a whole lot of junk on it, and just overgrown trees and shrubbery and whatnot.
Yeah,
We just purchased a house last year, in the middle of the year. There was lights on it this afternoon when I went by, the outside light and the light inside.
so they've got utilities on, so. Well, it definitely needs mowed again, so.
So do we just send them a letter stating that they need so much time to mow it, or we'll mow it? And put another lien on the property, or what do we do with it?
Well, I think generally they would get a 10-day notice prior to the first time we mow it, and then we would mow it. We send them a bill. If they don't pay it, we file a lien. And then I don't think we have to send another notice if we mow it again, but we would just send them another bill and file another lien. That's why we don't usually have these on the agenda for these meetings. We kind of a process that just takes place.
I believe our ordinance states that it has to be mowed at least once a month, and it's not,
I think it says once every 30 days, so
Yeah.
yes,
and it's not,
right. Since Paul's filling in for Ron, I mean, if you guys want it mowed, I can get a hold of Tom tomorrow and see about getting it mowed, if that's what the action the board wants to take.
I think that's what needs to be done.
I don't know. I don't think you guys need a motion on. I mean, this is something that generally happens without the board's involvement. So
It's a normal process to get hold of. It's $500 in mowing.
Correct.
So no motion needs to be made on that. Next, location 1039 8th Street Southeast.
I assume this was also a tall grass.
Yeah.
It's been mowed.
Okay,
It was not like this week, but the grass was regular. I mean, it was not out of a problem at all.
we think that was done by the homeowner.
I have no idea. I don't think we mowed it, did we?
We did.
I was gonna say, I was thinking that was the same one I invoiced you for with the other one.
Those are the two that were invoiced.
And those would have been mowed probably late June,
June
early July.
27th.
So if it's been mowed frequently or
They're not, if
recently,
those two
then
were mowed
someone
on the
else-
same day, this one's been mowed since
Okay.
then. This
So
is,
then someone
is-
else has been maintaining it since we mowed it the first time then.
So both of those need to be removed.
I don't see any action for the board of works on that one unless there's something else going on the property.
clarify that. That's Little A, correct?
I believe so,
Okay.
yes.
Yes,
That's what I thought.
right at the end, if I remember.
Yep. Between 10th and 11th.
That is gonna be removed from the list due to mowing. Okay. Next piece of property is 102 8th Street Southwest.
full of junk.
This is full of junk, if I remember.
Sorry, the language I think they used was
To the southwest.
rubbish. Yeah, southwest.
This has been on there for a while.
You're talking about the trailer right there at the T.
Yes.
That looks the same as when we cleaned it up last time. He's got all of his stuff. I mean, it's all piled up next to his trailer. He's got it as clean as it's gonna get. I mean, I don't know if you can really go in on him because it's not scattered, it's not, you know, granted, it looks bad, but really.
This is the one where you guys cleaned up the motor or something, right?
Yeah,
At the last meeting, we talked about, Brett was gonna look at it and see if it was something city crew to go over and clean up, so you're saying that we haven't done anything.
He's got it high and tight to that trailer, so I don't know that we could go in there and actually, you know, I mean, it's be junk to me, but,
It's an eyesore, but it's maybe not unsafe or anything.
and really, if you take a look at the house on each side of him.
That one trailer to the south of him's been removed and
Yeah,
it's,
the trailer's
that
been
lot's
removed.
clean.
But I don't know, I don't know who owns that property now. Is that the one, the?
Carol Pearson. Oh, the empty lot or the one?
The empty lot.
I don't know.
I don't know if he bought both those lots or one lot.
On this picture, the extension cord,
Is plugged into a pole.
okay, and what's,
I didn't go on the property to look at that. I took a picture of it because I didn't think we should have an extension cord at the meter. But again, not my wheelhouse. So I documented it for that purpose.
And the 1 meter is plugged up, so I don't even know they got utilities in there.
But I didn't know if the mask had something to do with covering the meter. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I didn't know if that had something to do with something nefarious going on behind it or what, but
surely not.
out of my wheelhouse.
that meter's plugged up, but the meter on the other side looks like it's operational. It's hard to tell.
Should we have
The
the
one that's plugged in is under operation.
electric?
Probably have Zed and Aggie go down and take a look at it.
That would be a recommendation then.
I have never seen lights or anything on in that camper.
I don't know that the cord it goes behind the trailer. I don't know that it goes to a camper.
Yeah, it may not. Or to the trailer, I don't, he may be using something in there, but he wasn't in the past. Of course, you have the other trailer there, so.
Aren't they the ones that didn't have utilities and they were taking buckets of water to flush the toilet and?
Yes. I mean, he is,
What's the condition of the camper?
well, it's actually a trailer, but our camper, I don't know what you wanna call it.
I don't know. I don't know. I've not been inside it. I mean, it appears to have sat there for some period of time.
I don't know how you rate them. Would I live in it? Absolutely not. But there's a lot of places in town that pass state specs that they're living in, so. You know, that one's hard for me to call. To me, it's gotta be trashed, but.
So the picture that shows all the lawn chairs and stuff out in the yard and the camper beside it.
Let me take a look at that picture.
That camper is gone.
No, those pictures were taken Sunday.
See, I mean, right there, the whole roof is gone on that camper.
I mean, all the stuff he has here, his front yard out here, he had it, that's where we cleaned all the stuff at. This is stuff that he just covers up and keeps on there, but, you know, I don't know. You know, we have no way of going in and condemning the place, so what he did as long as they're living there.
I don't think anybody's living in the camper. There might be.
You don't think there's nobody in there now?
I don't think there's anybody in the camper. I mean, I could find out if that was what you guys wanted to know the answer to, I could find that out. But I don't think, it didn't look like it was something they were living in. I think they're living in the trailer.
He was living in that trailer that sit over here at one time.
This one here, Brent?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they live in the trailer. Like I said, somebody's mowing the yard. It was mowed.
Yeah, he gets it mowed, but did you notice it's mowed that side where they're at, but where that trailer used to be?
Yeah, they're two different lots.
Is higher, so, and
Yeah, they're two different lots.
then there's some trash stowed in that lot, but I mean, again, it's either, I don't know your answer to it, you know, we can't. I'd love to see it go, but legally, I don't know if you can.
So do they, I don't know, we can actually have a plug-in prior to the meter? And that's a Zed question, but that extension
Well, I don't think you
cord,
could have an outlet before you got to the meter.
that extension cord to prior to the meter. So
Well, you gotta have the box in there, the cutoff box, if you're hooking a trailer up,
see, this is what,
to be able to, before you go into the meter, that may be what he's
See
doing.
that?
Yeah, cause like at our house that comes off the pole down to the meter and then,
and then below that is metered,
Yeah.
plugged in prior to the meter, so.
Yeah, but if you look, if you look a little lower below the meter, you'll see the bottom of that extension cord going to
Here,
the,
Mayor, here's the,
Okay.
here's
Going
the piece
down
of that
on the
cord,
other
so
side
it's
of the
coming down
box.
to this. Isn't that the cord right there?
Kinda look like, but it's
What
going
about
way
that?
out that way, so.
So I don't know if that was fact, if he's plugged in here, I don't know how he's getting any juice.
Looks to me, you could at least,
Is that Maggie check it out? See what they
looks
got.
to me like the camper's in bad enough shape that you could at least require the removal of that.
Could we use that like, we're doing on the B Street Southeast property because it has to have license and stuff and we could get it towed?
Yeah, I think if we could determine that it was, that it had expired tags and all
I
that.
doubt it even go down the road.
Yeah. Try to find somebody to tow it.
Or I have to put it on the trailer and haul it out.
I mean, I think they're
Is that
probably,
something,
I think they're probably gonna have to do that with most of those campers on that other property too. I don't imagine
They will.
they're gonna have to put them on a rollback one at a time.
so I was asking, is that something that Paul could do?
Yeah, it's still an abandoned vehicle. Yeah, I think that tagging it under that,
Yeah,
if you wanted to take the same actions there that you did on
that.
that.
Other stuff there I can clean up, so.
This has been on the agenda for,
I just don't
months.
know what is, you know, he cleaned up what we asked him to the first time. He's, that's not cluttered back in again, it's still. We would let him off and then it come back on the list here a while back. But this guy, if it's the same guy that's there, he's a little. You know, we usually have law enforcement go with
Yeah.
us, cause sometimes he gets a little irate, so.
That'd be what I would suggest is, if you want me to tag it, give them the same opportunity you gave.
well, I think that's only fair.
Yeah.
We're doing it for one, we should do it for all.
If you go down there, let me know, cause for some reason I tend to get along.
And if Zed goes too,
Yeah, if they're worried about that, we accompany
Yeah.
those guys.
And it may not even be the same individual anymore, I
Yeah.
don't know.
The property owner is actually a woman,
Yeah,
you know,
and
and I think
but
she's
you have a
wife.
guy living there.
Yeah, I think they're husband and wife, but the property's actually in her name.
Yeah.
So would we have a motion? Do we need a motion on that? To tag the camper and check on the utilities?
You wanna tag a camper or give them a 30-day enforcement notice like we did the other property?
That'd be consistent with what we did, is give them a 30-day notice. And then tag it at the next Board of Works meeting. We need to have utilities check out the validity of that extension cord. I guess the question still remains, does that require a motion?
No, because it's really the enforcement authority, which is Paul, Ron, whoever is taking this action, and then we will serve the owner with notice that they have this amount of time. And then the Board of Works will consider it at the next meeting. So we don't really need a motion on those where it's just Paul going off and doing something.
Okay. Alright. Last property on the agenda is 86 Southeast 6th Street.
I assume this was a unsafe.
thought we were getting,
The house falling in. Is that-
Yeah, we served a enforcement and demolition order on this, for this property. I think both the property owners are dead.
Roger Gerald dead.
Is that not right?
I don't know.
I could be mixing it up.
She is, Alice has passed away for sure, but I don't think Roger's dead. The guy in the wheelchair, is he? I don't know.
I thought I looked up the obituaries of both of them, but at any rate, nobody accepted the service, but we've complied with our service obligations.
so do we need to get bids or have we got bids?
We need to affirm the enforcement order, give them until the next meeting to complete the abatement, and we need to solicit bids for the demolition of the house.
I will make that motion as Sam stated to approve the ordinance.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to affirm the enforcement order and obtain bids for the demolition of the property at 89 Southeast 6th Street. Any further discussion? Call for vote.
Mayor Preble,
Yes.
Linda Bedwell,
Yes.
Tony Richards,
Yes.
Motion approved.
I think you're right, Paul, cause Roger Gerald's was Alice Zimmerman's son, not, okay.
Oh, you thought there
He may
was,
still, yeah, he may still be alive, but
I mean, he's
not living there.
yeah, he's definitely the house is
The
abandoned.
tax mailing address is still the address, so we've sent it everywhere
I could probably find him where he's staying.
Is that house on Little A?
yes,
It's 8th and
Billings used to live there years ago,
Little A.
6th.
6 in Little A, yeah. Yeah, I thought we talked about the demo last month.
Yeah, we've talked about for a couple months.
Okay. Anything else to be brought before the Board of Works?
I'd like to add or have a question, the property next to the bow shop on the Highway 54 West, we had tore down, the house,
Across the street,
yes,
Where the gentleman was selling stuff out there.
yeah,
the Miller property.
yeah, the weeds are 5-6 foot high. What can we do about that?
You're talking about Toby or
Yeah.
And
Anderson's
Anderson,
property.
yeah.
House.
They've got a for sale sign out in front of it.
I know, but it needs mowed. Did one of the banks come back on that?
We discussed that.
Can you remind me who owns the property now?
Was it Jim Anderson?
Wasn't Jim, it was,
It's his boy, whatever.
yeah, maybe it was James, maybe it was going by his
James
James
Anderson. that's it.
Anderson. And we tore it down, but I thought
I thought they said Regions Bank or something.
someone came in
Is
and,
that the one who paid the,
And
paid the lien.
paid the lien, yeah,
That's the one that
it's
paid
subject to a
$7,000.
sheriff's sale, I believe, cause, I mean, the bank's not gonna get what they have in it, but I
the
think.
weeds are about 5 or 6 foot high.
Well, I would suggest we do is send them a 10-day notice and mow it, and then we can slap a lien on it, and that'd just be another, lien the bank would have to pay before the sheriff's sale.
Well, I'd like to make that proposal.
What do we charge for mowing?
500.
I'd say that one was gonna be more than that.
Yeah,
That property address is 68 8th Street Southwest, if that, you need that for the minutes. And it shows still owned by James Anderson.
I'm not good one to hire out, mow.
It's gonna take more than a mower.
well,
I
it's
don't know
gonna
what's
take.
in there either, so I really don't wanna send my machines in there and hit an engine block or something.
Yeah,
Car cleaned it up pretty good when they tore it down, but it's still got
it's still rough.
bricks and rocks and where they filled in the basement. I mean, if somebody goes with the bush hog, they're gonna hit some stuff, nothing.
That's, well, I say it might be a good idea to contract that one out.
So how do we need, if you got people we can get,
I have not, since I've been in this role, but I mean, I can look into that if that's something you want me to do.
and just warn them.
Yeah, I mean, I can, what, you want 3 bids on it or something, 3 different places? Okay.
This one would be money ahead, I don't wanna get in there.
Yeah, I don't-
Now, my only question with that is if we solicit bids and we normally charge 500, how does that work?
500 plus their bid.
Okay, well, I just wasn't sure. I know normally when the city mows it, it's a $500 charge, so I wasn't sure how
what
that.
if their bid would be under 500? Wouldn't the city just be that far ahead?
So we're gonna charge $500 regardless to mow it, so we get a contract for a guy for $100 and we charge him $600.
We made $400.
I'd charge him $600.
I'd have to look at what our ordinance says, and I don't, off the top of my head, I can't remember how that works.
The problem, if you bid it out, we don't have city employees down there, we're not paying that, all that for them, we don't do it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it, I
I mean,
just,
they might be able to bid it for less.
You bid it
Right.
out and get
Yeah, I
less.
mean, it don't make any difference to me. I just wanted
And
to
if they tear the
know.
equipment up, it's
Follow
their
through with
equipment, not the.
I mean, I can go ahead and get the bids in the meantime and get them to you guys, and then we can discuss it from there, if that's the easiest thing to do.
If it's less, it's still a minimum $500 regardless.
Okay.
That's-
I doubt you can anybody do that for under 5, but you never know.
Some guy with a sickle in there.
I think
That's fine.
if we can get that done fairly quickly though, you'll be in a good position, cause the bank they'd have to pay it quick, they wouldn't have time to argue about it.
I can work on it tomorrow, I'm on shift tomorrow.
So if we get the bids, we wouldn't be able to open them till September, next
Yeah, if
meeting.
you're gonna bid it, you're gonna have to open them in a public meeting.
Well, let me ask this question if I can. If we have Eric get 2 or 3 bids on it, and they're under $500, can't we have him make his own choice, take the cheapest bid and tell him to go ahead and do it?
You
If
can,
not, the
you can
city-
go ahead and authorize him to award it to the lowest bid received under.
That, I would
As
make
long as
that.
we don't exceed the $500.
Right, as long as it's under 500 or whatever, 'cause otherwise we're gonna pay us, the city, to do it.
Okay,
You can get the bids and take the lowest bid and tell them to go do it.
okay, sounds good to me.
Was
Does
that a
require
motion?
That's a motion, yes, I make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded to authorize Eric to get 3 bids and choose the lowest one under $500 and for the property at 68 8th Street Southwest. Any discussion? Call for vote?
Mayor Preble,
Yes.
Linda Bedwell,
Yes.
Tony Richards,
Yes.
Motion passed. Anything else?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded to adjourn. Call for vote?
Mayor Preble,
Yes.
Linda Bedwell,
Yes.
Tony Richards.
Yes.